I have to do this all over again, dude. Do you see
Yes, dude.
Do you see every hair on my face?
Yes, dude.
This looks okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're looking at that now.
I know. I'm trying not to.
All right. We got a couple beers. We're about to do the Tipsy Partners Best Friends tag. Let's do it.
I'm trying not to look at the screen. I hate this.
All right, I guess we're going to jump right into this. You don't know any of these questions now, right?
I know the first one.
All right, let's do it. How long have you been together or... Oh, I said it totally wrong.
What?
Did I say how have?
I don't know.
Question number long. God damn it. Question number 1. How long have you been together or best friends for?
How long have we been together or been best friends for?
So the common answer has always just been 3rd grade.
But no, but that's how long we've known each other. That's different.
That is very different.
Okay, I would say we've been together as a couple for 3.5-ish years.
Close to, yeah.
I'd say we've been best friends for 4 years.
That's pretty bold.
Yeah.
That's pretty bold. So fun fact, we were actually co-hosts on our radio show in college before we started dating.
Mm-hmm.
Ayo.
Hello. Everybody. Welcome to the time machine. It's Friday. It's 2. I'm Jamie.
I'm Brian. Oh man, it's good to be Friday.
It is good to be Friday.
I am Friday currently. Once Friday hits, everyone's Friday.
Yeah.
It's just a universal thing. Barry White, bringing it in strong.
Man, very white. And also, we've known each other since the 3rd grade.
Yeah. In case, yeah.
And also that.
Just the arbitrary in grade school, we hated each other from
We were
grades
friends.
1 and 2, and
No.
then 3rd grade, boom, click.
We were friends throughout school.
Yeah, 3rd grade onward.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say best friends.
Damn. Revealing. Question number 2. Who reads more? So for this year, it had to be me.
Yeah, it used to be me.
This year, it had to be me. I'd say overall, all time, you would have to take the cake for that.
Yeah, probably overall I've read more than you have, but this year I haven't been reading.
We both have Goodreads accounts in case you haven't seen the infamous Goodreads video where I tried to claim that I had my account first, which I still stand by to this day. So I just feel really nostalgic about it. I was somebody that was kind of going around and advocating for Goodreads to a bunch of my friends. In fact, I did that for Jamie as well.
No, we've had this argument. I was on Goodreads before you.
Lies!
Check my
Lies. It's up for debate.
It's literally not. He didn't have his account first. He had like this
I was the preacher. I was
mission in high school to get all of our friends onto
Goodreads
Goodreads.
missionary.
It was like sophomore or junior year of high school, and then he told me to get a Goodreads account, and I was like, I already have one.
Yeah, but everybody else that I talked to did not.
But I had one in middle school.
I got people on board though. So I'd say this year it's definitely me, and all time I have to go to her.
Yeah. I'm an English teacher, and ironically, teachers have no time to read, so.
Yes. Question number 3. Do you ever argue or disagree about books? Now this one, when I first saw this, I didn't know what to say. So I can't recall any like major disagreement about books.
I think very rarely do we read the same book.
At the same time, for sure.
But, like, in general, also.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. A lot of the books that I've read this year for Brian's Book Bastion have totally been her books, but I
But that doesn't mean I've read them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I read them without her having read them, and I think there have been a couple instances where you've read them. Like The Stranger, you read that.
Yeah, I suggested that to you.
Yeah.
You read Vonnegut because of me.
Yes, this
all me.
entire Vonnegut shelf here, somebody mentioned that. And I totally took the credit for that. They're like,
you do
your
that a lot.
Vonnegut shelf. And I said, yeah, big Vonnegut fan right here. But I will catch you, though. I think I'm going to read quite a bit more Vonnegut coming up, so we'll see. But
I need to read more.
Vonnegut is her favorite author.
Yeah, Kurt Vonnegut is my favorite author. Cat's Cradle is my all-time favorite book.
Yeah, so we'll see where that goes from here. I haven't talked about Cat's Cradle, and I haven't talked about any Vonnegut except for the graduation speeches for Booktubeathon.
Yeah.
Which was actually really great.
All of his stuff is great. He's perfect.
But as far as disagreements, I'd say no.
No, I don't think so. There's a possibility we would have some if I read some of the books that you really love.
Yes.
Which I haven't done. Like,
Yes,
he really
that's
wants
very
me to
true.
read Infinite Jest, and I haven't.
It's right there.
I have yet to read it. That's
One
also
of the
my
most,
book.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is one of the books that I consider to be mine because I lugged that around right here. I've lugged this thing around for like half of a year because I took a long break, but at this point, it's mine.
But I bought it.
Question number 4. Who buys the most books? So, very fitting segue here. I would say this year I have bought a lot, but even so, you've also had some book buying sprees because you come with me to the bookstore.
Yeah.
I've dragged her along a couple of times when I've had to get more for whatever I've been doing. Booktubeathon and ShakeTube has been another one, but whenever I go, she will also get some more. And this, I would say this entire shelf, the majority of these books are hers. And then we have a shelf right to her right. I think that's everybody else's left. There's a shelf over there and a shelf in the room back there, and the majority of those are yours.
Yeah, almost all of them are mine. Brian had one bookshelf before I moved in, and now there are 4.
And it was not good.
No, and it wasn't even full.
Yeah, it was bad.
No.
I have, like I said, I've read a ton of her books. That's been my bread and butter for my reading career for the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of great books.
Question number 5. Who has the best taste in books?
I think we have really similar... Well, see, this contradicts everything because I just said we don't read a lot of the same books.
Yeah.
But I think we have similar tastes.
I will be honest, you probably have better taste in books because I wouldn't be where I'm at right now in my reading career without the books that you bought.
That's true. Before I started suggesting books to him, he was reading... Not that this is
Oh
bad,
God, I don't know what this is
but he
gonna
was
be.
reading like a lot of series books like Game of Thrones and stuff like that.
I was on a big streak.
Yeah.
That was what... See, I used to read more before college.
Yeah.
And then I got back into reading with Game of Thrones because I had been such a stickler for reading before watching, which I think I broke down a little bit for that series. But that's what I was reading a ton, and then all of a sudden, all this started going down.
Yeah, and then basically what happened, what I believe to be his push into reading more was we went and saw a film about David Foster Wallace.
Yes.
And then I was like, hey, you would probably like David Foster Wallace. I have his book, Infinite Jest. Why don't you take it?
I guarantee that this is the story for a ton of people that saw that movie and wanted to read that book.
What is it? The End of the Tour.
The End of the
That
Tour,
movie.
yeah. It's Jason Segel and Jesse Eisner. And they just talked about it. Like, that was the whole point of it, was that reporter, Rolling Stone, I think at the time, was it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Rolling Stone reporter was following around.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah.
Is that the actor?
Yeah, and he was following around David Foster Wallace talking about this book, and he had written a book himself. I think the guy's name was David Lipsky, I'm pretty sure.
That sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
David Lipsky
Yeah.
following David Foster Wallace. It was like a David partnership, David Broathon. And yeah, after that, I picked it up because she said she'd already had it because
I buy things because I want to read them. I go on a lot of sprees of buying books. I have most of the Nobel Prize winners in literature, at least one book from them. That does not mean I've read them.
that's why I said that her case is better, because she told me this was something I actually just learned this year after this entire time of knowing each other, that you had bought like in categories. You bought like prize winners first or whatever.
I make lists for myself. I also went through a spree of buying like best 20th century American literature because I thought I wanted to write a thesis on 20th century American literature, which I didn't end up doing. I wrote about Caribbean literature.
Very, very different.
Yeah, I wrote a very different thesis.
Which also bled into my reading.
Yeah, but Caribbean literature is great.
Hell yeah.
But that's what I do. I go on binges where I like obsess with a category and then I buy all of them.
Yeah, God, we went way deep in whatever. that was best days. Okay. Question number 6. Do you share your books? I think the previous questions make that pretty clear here.
Yeah. But I don't think I've ever read one of your books.
Ever?
I don't think so.
That can't be true.
I really don't think that I've read a book that you technically own.
I think I actually said something about this when I first printed off this list when I was thinking about what our answers would be previously, that not sharing or anything, but like anytime that I've read, one of your books, that I've told you that it's good.
Yeah. I don't think there's
So
ever...
that's like the share of like, hey, read this because this is actually like super good.
Oh, yeah. You've suggested books to me that I own.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm sharing your own book with you.
But I don't think I've read a book that you own.
Yeah. Question number 7. Do you read together or apart?
I don't know exactly what this question is asking, but we do go on reading dates. We read near each other.
Yes.
We've
did
never
that
read a book at
more-
the same time.
Yeah, we had more like planned out reading dates when we were long distance. Because
Yeah.
you would come in for the weekend, or I'd go there for the weekend, and we'd go to like some coffee shop or Panera Bread or whatever.
Yeah.
And we did that. But we also, I think it's just both, in all honesty. Because like I read apart.
Yeah, we read apart a lot.
Today we actually read together.
Yeah, we did.
This video is actually coming after the one that I'm gonna record after this, but I'm about to do a V for Vendetta review, which should be out before this one. But I was reading that, and you were reading the new,
John Green.
yeah,
Turtles all the way down. I'm almost done with it. It's great. I love John Green very, very much.
I'll get to it probably.
I bought 2 copies of it so that I could have a special signature.
I've never read John Green, but since I've been on YouTube, I've been looking at his YouTube videos because he's like very influential in the YouTube space.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
actually, I found this out today because I was trying to look up the word count for Turtles All the Way Down. He started VidCon.
Yeah. Well, Hank really is more in charge of
It
that.
said the Green Brothers.
Yeah. It's more Hank's thing, but yes.
Yeah, so
I knew that.
I have no John Green experience at all. I just know like he's just super big in the YA space, and he had a couple of his books are movies.
Yes,
That's all
I
I know.
love John Green very much.
That's all I know.
I have followed his YouTube career since 2011,
Yeah,
probably.
she's an OG YouTube fan. Question number 8. How many books in the average month do you read? So I think this is interesting because like this year, my average is definitely up. But it's also not awesome.
But I feel like for most people in a month, I mean, unless you're just like a speed reader and you read maybe probably like a lot of shitty books. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse.
I don't care.
Like, unless you read a lot of really shitty books and, like, read them really, really quickly and then throw them away and forget about them, most people who are avid readers would probably be only, like, about 2.
A month?
2,
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. I think that since I've been on BookTube, all of you guys are freaking crazy. Like, some of your guys' average per month is absurd, and I don't think I'll ever reach those heights. Like, I don't know. Some people are reading 15 a month or something. Like,
But, like, how quality are those books? I don't want to be offensive to the BookTube community.
no, I mean, that's fair. Because you can't generalize the whole community for, like, who would retain what. But, like, there's some people that I could tell that have read quite a bit in a month. They generally know what's up.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
I mean, I guess, like, in college... In college, I read more than 2 a month, but it was
Yeah.
because they were assigned to me, and then
think-
I was also reading for fun.
My average is probably close to 2 a month. It might be a little bit over at this point.
My average this year has been 0 a month.
Yes. It's above 0, less than 1.
Yes. It's really shameful. I have no time. I finished my master's this summer,
Yes.
and then I started teaching again, and
Teacher life.
I can't read anything. John Green's book is the first book outside of something I've been teaching that I've read in a very, very long time.
Over the summer, you read some stuff too, like
Yeah.
in Colorado.
Yeah, over the summer I read a little bit. I've also, if it counts, I've read A Streetcar Named Desire at least
Like,
4 times.
Yeah, this is like 5 times.
At least 4 times in the past few months, and also A Raisin in the Sun at least 4 times in the past couple months.
I'm honestly fine with it, dude. Like, to be able to catch up at all to anybody, because I had just the most significant gap in college. Like, it's just nice to be able to be like, yeah, having a slow year, I can gain a little bit.
I
But
hate it.
I foresee that changing in the future. Question number 9: Are you both competitive in your reading? I think, just to answer this question, I'm just competitive in general.
Yeah.
Like, I think that I would say I'm competitive. My last answer proves that, me being able to say that I'm catching up on that. I'm just competitive in general, but I don't think that we ever, like, get on each other about, like...
No. I think the only instance in which I would be competitive with him in reading is if he did start to get close to where I'm at in Vonnegut books, because I would just be really
It's
offended.
happening. It's gonna happen.
I would be very offended if he read more Vonnegut than I have.
It's gonna happen.
And I haven't read all of them.
I've just read, like, the big ones. Apart from the graduation speeches,
Yeah.
I've just hit, like, the big 3.
Yeah. Your brother-in-law has read all of them.
Yeah.
Um,
And she had to cope with that one.
I was offended with that also because he started them after
Way
I
after.
had.
Yeah.
But I just don't have time.
Yeah, I'd say, like, just from my general competitiveness, like, sure, but yeah.
Not really.
Not too crazy.
No.
Question number 10. Have you read a book on the other's recommendation and not enjoyed it? I don't think so.
I don't think I've ever read a book that he recommended to me.
See,
so.
some of the ones that I, like, might have taken from your shelf, maybe I didn't like as much, but they weren't ones that you had specifically been like, hey, read this. Like, Notes from the Underground, for instance. Like,
Yeah, I gave that to you.
It was fine. Like, I thought it was good. I just don't think that it was one that I'd be like, oh my god. Like, I just wouldn't go out and be like, hey, everybody, just read this book.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to discredit Dostoevsky because I'll probably read more of his stuff. But the only reason I picked that up in the first place is because it had the same name as this jazz album that I really liked. It was Medeski, Martin, and Wood. They had Notes from Underground. And that's what it was.
I mean, yeah, I kind of, like, half suggested that to you, but also I hadn't finished it when I did. I was just kind of like, here's one that you could read.
It was fine. I think other than that, like, I don't know. There's been pretty much nothing I could think of. You've been pretty solid.
I mean, the books
solid.
that I've actually suggested to you would be, like, Vonnegut,
Yeah, which I loved.
The Stranger.
Which was great.
Anything else? I don't know.
I mean, there's just been a ton. You've led me down the rabbit hole of just, like, getting to be well read in general. Thank God. I needed it. So yeah, I guess that's it. Cheers to that.
Mine's
Jamie's booktube debut. Like, you've been in videos before, but this is the first, like, significant appearance.
Yeah, this is my first real video where I'm really doing things.
Yeah, she's doing it big.
The on-stage heckler.
yeah. Steve Donahue has given Jamie the off-stage heckler name because there's been a few videos that she's taken me down a peg, and it was much needed.
Yeah.
You were the Othello video, that one right before, two back from this. This is totally out of order. Othello video, she's there. Check it. She bagged. So yeah, I guess that's it. That is the Tipsy Partners Best Friends tag.
I'm not tipsy. He is.
It's me.
I've had one beer.
It's me. Well, thanks for being on. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we will probably see you later. She might make a return.
Maybe. He promised me that if he ever made a video about Vonnegut, I would be a part of it.
Yes, that is upcoming. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.